level where we're that interested in the sport. The NFL has grown into a multi-billion-dollar business. Why? It's because we've been watching it for years and years and years, and then you gravitate to it and you love it so much. So you got coaches, you got players, they want to sit there and they want to say, well, you know what? That was the past. This is now. It's not fair. Well, you know what? Those past players, those past coaches, the things that you've seen, what I saw Marino do in 1984, what I saw Dan Fouts do in 1981, what I saw Joe Montana do in the late 80s, what I saw Brett Favre do in 1996 or whatever the case may be, it gives me a standard, Tom Brady in 2007, it gives me a standard to measure what I'm looking at right now. And that is why I come to the conclusions that I come to. That's all I wanted to say.
So you're saying historically you have never seen a quarterback play at this high of a level.
I have never seen a quarterback throw the football this well. I'm just talking about when I look at a guy like Aaron Rodgers standing behind center, some of the pinpoint passes he's squeezing. When I think about Tom Brady, you know what I think about? Even though his arm is much, much stronger, you know what I think about when I think about Tom Brady? I think about Kenny Stabler. How he just picks you, he used to pick you apart. Kenny Stabler, Oakland Raiders, in case you don't remember that. The point is, look, that's what I think about,
okay,
even though his arm is much stronger.
I remember in your younger days, I realized you were too busy watching Elvin Hayes or whoever you were watching to realize there was this guy named Marino. Do you remember this guy?
Yes. He brought him up.
Yeah. Well, come on. He could sling it the way this guy hasn't dreamed of yet. Maybe he will at some point. I still haven't seen enough. I'm still offended by this question. And to go along with your psychoanalysis of the situation, what is happening is you are leaping to conclusions here because of the elephant, or I should say the grandfather in the living room right now, Brett Favre, as you call him, because you hate Favre so much that you're rushing to elevate this guy, Aaron Rodgers, to a pedestal above Brett Favre.
First of all, you are so wrong. Because
I am.
I'm going to tell you why.
Maybe you love Favre so much that you're hesitant.
Hold on, Jay. I'm going to tell you why he's wrong. Because I don't have to do that. It's an insult to Aaron Rodgers to think that that's necessary. Brett Favre played in the NFL for 20-plus years. Brett Favre won a Super Bowl championship, went to 2 Super Bowls, okay? Aaron Rodgers is en route to winning more Super Bowl titles now than Brett Favre has done in his entire career. But let's be clear, because his former coach is sitting right up there. And you don't have to answer this. I want you to say you're all right. Okay, yeah, here's the deal. No. I'm being real. I don't want to do that to him. I'll say it, okay? That's what reporters do. I believe, and I've said it before, and I'm going to look into the eyes of America. I'm going to say it again. There is no professional athlete in the last 5 years that have been more selfish than Brett Favre.
This guy, it's the truth. This is all you got. This is your only ammo.
See, that's your problem.
Stay on the question.
I am staying on the question. You keep talking about, you're the one that brought up I hate Brett Favre. What's there to hate about his game?
I just don't understand
he's got Hall of
why
Fame
you're
numbers.
Rushing to judgment
because
here.
Brett Favre, I don't believe he deserves consideration. The man sat there and threw his teams under the bus for his own selfish motives over the last 5 years of his career.
Go on with your Rodgers and Brady.
What I'd like to say here, first of all, is my experience with Brett Favre is, and I'll look into the eyes of America, he wasn't the most selfish player, or however it was, because it's not fair to him, and that wasn't the experience that I had. And believe me, I've dealt with a lot of selfish players over time. And to get back to your other point about the people that we grew up watching and loving, I'm not taking away anything from the players that are playing right now, and what Aaron Rodgers is doing is incredible. I just don't want to lose sight of the fact of what these other people did, and if we just put it in the
when
context,
they did it, we praised them. But now it's another time.
But we're almost taking away from their accomplishments when we say that these accomplishments are so much better. And
I don't know that anybody's saying so much better. We're just comparing.
Well,
we want to see how they compare.
The greatest.
No, see, one distinction needs to be made. Nobody's proclaiming Aaron Rodgers the greatest of all time, and you're saying, why are we rushing to judgment? Here's what we're doing. We're comparing, for the sake of this topic, Tom Brady's first 12 games in 07.
All right.
Aaron Rodgers' first 12 games in 2011. That's it.
Brady finished it off. He went 16-0 and then 17-0.
Didn't finish it off.
Okay, but he finished 16-0.
Well, didn't finish it off. Ask Tom if he finished it off.
And that's my point, is they've already done something that Green Bay is still aspiring to do.
And furthermore, just to defend Brett Favre for a moment here, because he belongs in this discussion. Recently, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel did a terrific breakdown analysis of Brett Favre's hottest streak of his career when he was Aaron Rodgers' age and in the midst of winning 3 straight MVPs. And statistically in that stretch, 95 into 96, just like you take Aaron Rodgers from last year into this year.
Sure, right.
You can break it down, and they made a case. Statistically, Brett Favre was a little better even than Aaron Rodgers has been now, which has been sensational. So let's not forget that in this discussion also.
That's fair. I mean, that's not really what the topic was, but it's fair.
Even with interceptions?
He was better at that point.
Because these interception numbers are, I mean, they're incredible.
Okay.
Well, Brett always threw more interceptions.
Yeah.
But that's who he was.
But the touchdown passes were off the charts. And the MVPs were off the charts because that's 3 in a row. That's pretty good.
Okay, but for this question, how is Aaron Rodgers stacking up to Brady through the first 12 of 07?
4 fewer touchdown passes is a significant drop-off.
Significant?
Yeah.
Over 12 games?
Passes, yeah, I'd say. And you can say Randy Moss, well, I can say Greg Jennings, I can say Jermichael, I can say...
No, wait a minute. You're not putting Greg Jennings is a great player, but you're not saying he's Randy Moss.
He's a top 5 receiver.
All time, where's Randy Moss?
Okay, I got him high.
And I think the 2 areas that distinguish Aaron Rodgers is his ability to make plays with his feet, which
I agree.
is a huge advantage.
Big advantage.
He's more athletic.
No doubt.
And
no doubt.
He doesn't put the ball at risk when he's making those plays with his feet, which to me is another incredible thing that he does, and he should get a lot of credit for. And his accuracy, you're absolutely right here. It breaks your heart.
Yeah.
How accurate he is, because even when guys
that's
are
what I'm
covered,
talking about.
He gets the ball in spots that you just can't believe it as a defensive coordinator or head coach.
Whose heart does it break? Your heart?
Yeah, it broke my heart when I played it because you've got guys on their receiver.
Sounds like he agrees with me, Coach. It sounds like you agree with me. I just want to throw that out.
Well, that accuracy, I think you're right. That accuracy is special.
You said that Dan Marino and Aaron Rodgers is nowhere close. Chris Carter this morning on Mike and Mike, who obviously saw both guys throw the ball up close and personal, he said until he saw Aaron Rodgers in person throw the football the first time, there was no one in the league of Dan Marino as a thrower.
Okay.
As just a thrower of the football. And now he said Aaron Rodgers is right there with Dan Marino at throwing the football.
Yeah, but far be it for Stephen A. to bring that up. I mean, my God, why would Stephen do? Why would Stephen A. say something like that? Far be it for me to say something like that. But I'm getting coaches.
Wait a second.
They've been there and done that.
I would throw out what Chris Carter has said repeatedly on this show about Tim Tebow, but I won't go there.
No, don't do that.
I won't disqualify.
He's not here to defend himself.
Chris Carter has hurt your feelings enough. Don't touch that man.
Hurt my feelings?
Leave that man alone.
Oh, really?
You can't mess with Chris Carter.
Yeah, he was dead right.
Please.
He got it right.
We're taking a break.
Said I was betting on the wrong horse.
Come on now.
Coach, thanks. We'll see you in a little bit. After the commercial break.